So this is how we get our wood from our supplier. He just dropped off 2 cords, and for the most part, we use it in our outdoor wood furnace. Now the wood furnace has got a huge firebox. So if it's good and dry, some of these larger pieces can be used in there, but for the person who wants to burn some wood in their fireplace, that's not going to work. Way too big. And if you bought any firewood bundles at your local convenience store or hardware store, you will see some stuff that's got some pretty big chunks in it. Be awful hard to get going, and it probably isn't dried out very good. You got this little electric splitter, and it's really good for cutting these larger pieces down to size. Now, what are we working on today? So this is just too big. You can't burn that in your fireplace. Maybe if you already had a good fire going, you wanted to put it in there to burn through the night. And this is one of the smaller ones. All right, this is, I believe this is coffee tree, Kentucky coffee tree. Now that splits pretty good. And part of that's because it's already fairly dry. Now see, that's a manageable size. This has got a pretty straight grain to it. Kind of splits like oak. Maybe not quite as good. Kind of splits like walnut. Probably more similar to the way walnut splits. We'll put a moisture meter on this, some of this here in a second, and we'll see what we're looking at. You know, that bark comes off of there like that, just came right off of there. That'll help it dry out too. If you see wood that's got a lot of real tight bark on it, it's probably not super dry. Okay, now see, that's kind of what I'm talking about. See how stringy that is in the middle there? That means it's not dry. But when we split it down this small like this, that will help it dry out faster. So, plus it's easier to get going when you're starting your fire. My wife accuses me of making toothpicks. What else we got? Okay, now this is some honey locust, I believe. That's an even bigger chunk than that last one. We got a ton of this on the farm. It's got a big, huge tractor tire killing thorns in it. By the time I get it, it doesn't have too many thorns. Every once in a while you'll split it, you'll see a thorn in the inside of it. It's kind of weird. Now this dries slower. You see it's still a little stringy. You can smell it. It doesn't smell as bad as red oak, but it doesn't smell real good either. But we got that split down to where now that'll dry out a little better. You can tell by the difference in the color, like it's been drying on the outside here, and now look at it on the inside. So that's why we got to split these down. All right, now here's some walnut. You can kind of tell on the end there where the sapwood is, and then it's real dark. It's pretty wood. It smells considerably better than the locust, and that's pretty straight grain, and that'll split pretty easy. I don't think that's super dry, but the walnut has a tendency to dry faster than the locust. So a lot of the stuff I'm picking out of the piles already, you know, in good shape or getting close. Okay, so a little bit stringy, just a couple little strings. And that sounds pretty dry. You could probably burn this right now, but we're going to let it dry out a little bit more. Now, that's about as big as I want for anything that I'm going to bundle. It's on the edge of too big. We're going to split this one on down just another time. I want an assortment of sizes and pieces so you can build your fire. I'm gonna even take that down, get a little piece of kindling out of it. Some of that stuff that's easier to split, I'm more have a tendency to try to take it on down. Now this is hackberry, and it's kind of like elm, except it's more straight grained and it's not as much of a pain to split. Elm is miserable. Well, just watch. It's still a big chunk. This has a tendency to be real stringy. Sometimes you gotta pull it all apart. Even when it's dry, it'll be a little stringy. That's pretty dry compared to some other that I've got. Okay, we're gonna test some of the moisture in this. This is a little moisture meter. Now some of them have little prongs that stick out of them. You can kind of stick into the wood. This has got a sensor on the back. I've got it set on hardwood setting. But if I just put my finger on there, I have 35% moisture in my finger. And you could hear it beeping. So it's got a color code on here, and that means it's wet. If it's beeping like that, we're still not dry enough. So kind of what I was talking about, we've got this, this is a piece of this locust. So if we put our meter right on the edge there, it's showing 13%. Now that was the part that wasn't split previously. That was the outside. On the end, it's running about 19 or 20. So you want it under 18. Under 20 is okay. Now what's it like here where we just split it? 21, 31. That's wet, 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 wet. 24. So we would want to resplit this down. Okay, how about this this hackberry? 20, 19, 27. Now on this outside here, it's 11. So see, that's why you split it down like that. That sits in the sun for a couple, 3 days, and that's gonna take that way down. About this walnut, we just split this. 15, 11, 18. I can live with 18. So here's one we haven't split yet. 9%, 4%, 9%, 7%. So you would look at that, you go, well, that's a nice dry piece of firewood. Well, when you split it open, no, it's not. We're going to make you a better bundle. You can actually use and can burn and not going to make you mad. Not going to pop and throw sparks out the fireplace. Right, this wood's been split for a long time, and it's been in here drying on this rack out in the sun and the wind. So we're going to put a few sticks in our wheelbarrow here. You can just tell from the sound of it. It's dry. You don't want to burn wet wood. All right, let's go make a bundle. This is our bundling machine. We had a little bit of wood in this already. I'm gonna try to get these in here to where they're pretty square. And what we do is we can hold 3/4 of a cubic foot. We try to vary the sizes of the pieces so that you have some that you can use to get your fire going. So you can see here we got what I said, 3/4 of a cubic foot. I saw a bundle the other day, yesterday I believe it was 0.65. They're making them smaller all the time. So now we got this wrap here. Get that nice and tight. And there you are. Manageable pieces that you could actually burn that are dry. This absolutely is a better bundle.